Hey, what's up, you guys? Swan here from Swan Things, and today we'll be taking a look at credit cards, specifically why you should be getting a credit card, which are the best credit cards out there for cashback, and also how you go about getting one. Now, contrary to popular belief, credit cards are not evil pieces of plastic that ruin your personal finances. Quite the opposite, when a credit card is used properly, it gives you so many benefits that I wish I knew before I started working. So without further ado, let me tell you why you should get a credit card right away. First of all, if you're in the early stages of your career, getting a credit card should be one of your priorities in order to build up your credit score. Your credit score is basically like a report card that banks will look at to determine whether they would like to lend you any money in the future. So if you're being responsible and paying off your credit card bills every single month, you will generate a good credit history and a higher credit score. So the next time you're looking to apply for a home or a car loan, the banks will more likely approve your loan because they know you're a financially responsible adult who can pay the installments on time. On top of that, if you're still paying for everything in cash or with a debit card, you are losing out on a lot of money because a lot of credit cards give you cashback or reward points. Personally, I always go for cashback cards because reward points are not instant. So, side note here, I'm not saying that you should spend more money to get cashback. I'm saying that you should select a credit card that gives you the highest cashback based on what you're already spending money on. So for example, across all three of my credit cards, I get about 1,500 ringgit in cashback every single year without doing anything at all. So later on in the video, I'll show you how you could do the same by choosing the correct credit card. So stay tuned. Another added perk of credit cards is their sign-up bonuses. Again, I'm not saying that you should get a credit card just for the bonus, but if you're getting one anyway, it's an added perk. I found that the bonuses from Ringgit Plus is always better because it's some sort of cash equivalent. But the annoying thing with them is that they take forever to process that bonus. For example, I signed up for a credit card with them to get a 500 ringgit bonus in July and the card was approved in July, but it's October now and I still haven't got my bonus yet. So you decide whether you want to go ahead with them or not. Next, spending your money on a credit card is more secure than a debit card. If a hacker gains access to your credit card, all you have to do is call up your bank and file a dispute. Normally, they would just reverse the charges and you don't lose any money at all. On the other hand, if a hacker gains access to your debit card, they have instant access to all the money in your accounts and they can take all of that pretty quickly. Of course, you can still file for a bank fraud dispute, but that process takes longer than a credit card and in the meantime, you're out of cash. Finally, of course, getting a credit card will give you many more options and a secure line of cash flow. Many bigger purchases can be charged onto your credit card for a 0% installment, which is great. On the other hand, if you ever encounter emergencies, having that extra line of credit available to you will save you a lot of trouble. All you have to do is remember to pay off the credit card bill in full and on time. Otherwise, the bank will charge you an insane amount of interest. So avoid credit card debt at all costs. So there are a lot of different credit card options out there and it's very confusing to figure out which one is best for you. But fear not because I've compared all the credit cards for you to give you my top 4 recommendations of best cashback cards. Now here my selection includes 3 different criteria. 1, a relatively low income requirement level. 2nd, of course, high cashback rate and cashback cap. And 3rd, how easily you can achieve the maximum cashback rewards. Notice here that I'm not including no annual fee as one of the criteria because for some credit cards, even if they do charge an annual fee, the cashback rewards are so high that you end up saving more money anyways. So let's start with the first card, which is also one of the best entry-level cards you can get, and that would be the Leong Wise Gold card. This is a great first card to get because the minimum income requirement is about 2,000 ringgit a month. It has 3 cashback categories for petrol, dining, and groceries. Each of these categories get up to 8% cashback capped at 18 ringgit each. The only catch here is that you have to spend a minimum of 500 ringgit a month to unlock the highest cashback tier, and also you have to spend this money on the weekends. Despite the restrictions to spend on the weekends, I think it's still quite easy to achieve the highest cashback rewards because you only need to spend 225 on each category for the entire month. So all auto pumps, restaurants, and grocers are included in their scheme, so you're not limited by choice. So if you spend about 675 ringgit every single month on all 3 categories on the weekends, you end up saving 525 ringgit in cashback for an entire year. So the next card requires you to have a higher minimum salary at 3,000 ringgit a month, and that will be the Public Bank Quantum Visa and MasterCard. Now the thing about this is when you apply for one of these cards, they will send you 2. The Visa card gives you 5% cashback on contactless payments, and the MasterCard gives you the same cashback for online shopping. Both of these are capped at 30 ringgit a month for cashback, but the minimum spend is super low. In order to achieve maximum cashback, you need to spend 600 ringgit in each category, which is not so easy. But anyways, the great thing about these cards is there is no annual fee, so even if you don't hit the cashback tiers, it's still a good card to have just in case. The next credit card you can go for is the HSBC Amanah Mpower Platinum Credit Card I. Who the heck came up with this name? This card comes with also a higher minimum salary requirement of 3,000 ringgit, and you do have to spend 2,000 ringgit in order to qualify for their highest cashback tier of 8%. The 3 categories are petrol, groceries, and eWallets. The only restriction here is that for groceries, they only accept it from Tesco, Giant, Mydin, and Aeon Big. So you're limited by choice here. Still, with a cashback cap of 15 ringgit a month for each category, it's quite generous. So what I do is I link my Touch and Go eWallet to this card in order to achieve the minimum spend. If you spend a minimum of 187.5 on each category and 2,000 ringgit overall on the card, you get to earn 515 ringgit in cashback every single year. On top of that, the credit card fee can be waived if you use the credit card for 12 times a year, which is pretty easy to achieve, so there's that. Last but not least, another great cashback card would be the Standard Chartered JustOne Platinum card. This has a higher income requirement of 3,000 ringgit a month, but you do have to spend a higher amount, which is 2,500 ringgit, to unlock its highest cashback tier of 15%. All the spend categories are not limited to brands, so it gives you a lot more flexibility and you're not limited by choice. Now, even though the annual fee is pretty steep at 225 ringgit, if you're confident you can hit the cashback tiers, you'll be able to still get 445 ringgit in cashback every single year. So those are my top choices for cashback credit cards. I still have some other recommendations below, but I think it's a bit more difficult for the average person to get higher cashback with those cards. Obviously, you can mix and match which credit cards gives you the highest cashback based on your own spending, but just remember not to increase your spending to get more cashback. If you're looking to apply for your first credit card, you'll need to submit proof of at least 3 months' salary through either your EPF statement, tax returns, or pay slips. Now, this means that for fresh graduates, you do have to work for a specific amount of time before you start applying for credit cards. And it may be difficult for you to get your first credit card because you don't really have a lot of credit history to back you up. Now, generally, I find that if you're already a banking customer with a specific bank, they are more likely to approve your credit card application if you meet the minimum income requirements. Also, those walk-in kiosks at the mall also generally have a higher approval rate, and they have someone there to walk you through the application process, so you can go with that. The important thing to remember here is not to apply for too many credit cards at the same time. Generally, I recommend you apply for one credit card at any given time and wait at least 3 to 6 months before you apply for another one. Because if you submit too many applications, these applications will be flagged and you have a higher chances of rejection. So that's all for the video today. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid of getting a credit card, but honestly, just treat it like your debit card and there should be no issues at all. You already know what you can or cannot afford, so just stick to your budget and pay off your credit card in full and on time. You'll be amazed at how much money you'll be able to save with a credit card, and it helps to build up your credit score to set you up for a steady financial future. So if you found this video useful, smash that like button and subscribe for more tips and tricks on how to better your financial standing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!